So is it finally time to give up on Ether? Is it time to sell? For me, nope. Not gonna do it. Can't do it. I'm gonna stick with them. I'm not that type. For me, I understand. I believe in Ether, right? I believe in Bitcoin. I believe in Ether. I believe in the blockchain. I believe in everything it's about. Do I know what the future holds when it comes to it? Not really, but I do believe in its system. So for me, I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna ride through it. But I can understand why a lot of people are probably cashing out, right? Like especially with Bitcoin. When it was at a point where it was at 60,000, right? People probably said, I'm gonna ride this to 100K. And then obviously, we see where it's at now, and a lot of people lost money. So I think a lot of people are like, you know what, I'm gonna take my profits and get out. But if you're someone that's a long-term investor and you believe in what Bitcoin's about, Ethereum's about, then you're someone that's gonna ride this. You're gonna hold this long-term and see where it goes. And for me, I'm a type of person when it comes to investment. Obviously, for me, like I'm not gonna invest no more than I would recommend no one invest more than like 5% of their income, or 5% of their portfolio shouldn't be in their 5%, no more than 5% of their portfolio should be Bitcoin. And of course, this is not financial advice. This is just something that I'm doing. But yeah, I'm invested. I'm no more than 5% of my portfolio is in Bitcoin or in crypto. Period. So just if it doesn't work out long term, then obviously I don't lose too much of my cash. But for me personally, long term, I'm gonna stick with them and see where it goes. And because I like what it's about. I like the system. And hopefully it's a hedge against. A lot of people think it's a hedge against inflation, a hedge against the dollar. There's arguments that can be made that is, against that. But, I think for a lot of people, they do this as a way of, holding a different type of asset, a digital currency. So I think people are just hedging to see, who knows what happens in the future. And it's like, what, if things go well with crypto, they don't want to miss out on that. And I think for a lot of people, it's a fun way to invest. So, but like I said, no more than 5% of that of your portfolio should be in it. And like I said, this is not financial advice. It's just something that for me, I'm doing. So I'm reading this article on CNBC, and it says Ether drops 15% since major Ethereum network upgrade as traders take profits and fret over rate hikes. All right, so it says Ether has fallen more than Bitcoin since the cryptocurrency's underlying technology. The Ethereum network underwent a huge upgrade called the merge. Ethereum is a blockchain technology that effectively allows developers to build apps on top of it. Ether is a native cryptocurrency that runs on Ethereum. The merge is an upgrade to the Ethereum that changes the validation mechanism for transactions from proof of work method to proof of stake. Proponents say that this will make validating transactions on Ethereum much more energy efficient. It has been eagerly anticipated by the crypto community. So if you haven't been keeping up, basically Ethereum went from a proof of work to a proof of stake, which basically just makes the mining of Ethereum more efficient. So I think a lot of people were worried about their environment, so they want to find a more energy efficient way of mining crypto because it does take a lot of energy. So they went from a proof of work method to a proof of stake. And they thought because of this upgrade, it's going to help boost Ethereum. So it hasn't. I think it did initially, but then obviously it's been going down ever since. So despite the upgrade happening successfully, Ether has fallen more than Bitcoin. Since September 15th, the date the merge was completed, to Tuesday, Ether is down 15%. Bitcoin has dropped 4.4% in the same period. Ahead of the network upgrade, the price of Ether roughly doubled from the lows of the year in June, far outpacing Bitcoin's gains. Vijay Iyer, Vice President of Corporate Development and International at crypto exchange Luno, said that the merge was already priced in for Ether, and the actual event was a sell of the new situation. Traders are also shifting investments from Ether and other alternative digital coins back into Bitcoin, according to Iyer, since the expectation is that Bitcoin will outperform for a few months from here on. So investors are also wondering whether the regulatory standing of Ether may change the change after the merge, after U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's chair Gary Gensler indicated that this last week that cryptocurrencies that work on the proof of stake model, which applies to Ethereum, could be classified as security. That would bring it under the purview of the regulators. So the SEC and government, they're trying to find ways to regulate digital currency. Obviously, I think they see crypto as a threat to the dollar. So obviously, want to find a way to regulate everything, and obviously that messes it up for every investor. But could this be a good thing? Some people say it could be, but then obviously, if you're someone that believes in digital currency, obviously, or crypto, obviously, this was a way for you to get away from like government regulation and find a way to decentralize currency. And the fact that SEC is working so hard to regulate it is a little concerning for a lot of crypto holders. So who knows how this is going to go? Let's see if they can do it, where this will go in the future. But obviously, a lot of people are fearful of what could happen in terms of regulation when it comes to crypto. So Gensler, whose comments were reported by several news outlets, did not name Ether specifically. The proof of stake model involves investors staking or locking up their Ether in earnings returns for doing so. For Ethereum, there is another concern. POS, proof of stake, crypto may fall under SEC scrutiny, said Yuya. I'm not even gonna pronounce that name. Crypto market analysis of Japanese crypto exchange BitBank. So crypto investors are also on the edge ahead of an expected interest rate hike from the U.S. Federal Reserve this week. And so I think that's another thing too. With obviously you got the recession and you got the interest rate hikes, it's affecting the market as well. So a lot of people are fearful that borrowing money is going to be more expensive. So a lot of people are getting out of the market, taking that money in and just taking in their profits so they can be prepared for the recession that's either here or that's to come. So I think a lot of people are fearful, but if you're a long-term investor, your dollar cost average and you're making sure you're investing, putting your money in every month, every week, whatever method that you're using. For me, I like every month I'm trying to invest in the crypto, and like I said, no more than 5% for me. So central banks around the world have been raising interest rates to deal with rampant inflation, but that has hurt risk assets such as stocks. Cryptocurrencies have been closely correlated with the U.S. stock markets, and particularly the tech-savvy NASDAQ. With stocks remaining under pressure, crypto has also felt the heat. Inflation in the U.S. in August came in higher than expected, which hit stocks and crypto. From a macro perspective as well, inflation did come in higher and hence caused has caused a sell-off across the markets, but Ethereum and altcoins did sell off harder, given they are along the more risky part of the crypto spectrum, IR said. Bitcoin has been trading in the range of about 18,000 to 25,000 since June, a level of which investors are buying in, according to IR. But any change in the macro environment in terms of inflation and interest rate surprises is definitely cause for concern, he said, adding that if Bitcoin falls below 18,000, the cryptocurrency could test levels as low as 14,000. For me, if it does that, man, that just looks like a buying opportunity for me. So, like I said, I have no idea what the future holds for crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum. But for me, I'm a believer in it. I'm a believer in the system. I'm a believer in what it's about. Obviously, not enough to put my whole chips in, but obviously 5%. But I'm a believer in what it's about, and it's something that I want to partake in to see where it goes. And you never know, like 10 to 5, 10, 15 years from now, who knows where it's at. So it's an opportunity to hold an asset that might be worth something. If not, then 5%, it's not a huge loss. So so that's all I got for you guys today. If you got any comments or questions, make sure to leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. All right, so you guys take care and have a good one. Later.